So, because I'm old and I am lazy and I own a Jeep with a winch, guess what? So we put an axle strap on the foundation boards over there and threw the pulley in and use winch to pull in dead vehicle, because old fat guys are smart. So I'm back on the Toyota here, trying to figure out why it's, when you're in the cab and you turn the key to the start position, it just clicks constantly. So I decided to put my remote jumper in. So this is I can run it from the hot side of the battery down to the wire that sends signal into the starter to engage the starter. So kind of follow it down. I'm hooked up there. I'm hooked up there on the battery. And it seems like every time I do this, it cranks. And you can hear the starter engage and you can hear it disengage, so it's not hanging up on the flywheel or the flex plate. So got a good strong crank to it when it's cranking. The best I can, the next step is going to be checking the actual wire that runs up from the key down to the starter to see how much voltage it has, because I'm thinking now that it must be something in it that's not fully engaging the starter. So we've read through the manuals and everything, trying to figure out where there might be a starter relay on this. Maybe the starter relay is going bad, and wasn't able to find anything in the documentation. So you look up starter relay, like on a parts list, it shows like a Ford starter relay, like big suckers, so like that would control the primary wire going down to the battery. I know that's not it. So I'm going to check voltages on that and see what I can come up with from there and move on to the next step. But we've proven mechanically that the starter is good. We've proven mechanically that there's sufficient voltage from the battery down to the starter, that there's sufficient ground, and that when I run a jumper down to the starter, it will certainly crank over. So on to the next step. Alright, so after doing a bunch of searching, I found a relay right here that clicked every time I turned the key on. And I found this black wire with a white stripe right there, and I did a continuity test and it checks out down below. And it checks out right here where this wire's bonded, and it comes down, and it looks like someone prior to us had added this chunk of yellow wire. I'd been looking for a yellow wire, so that was good to find that and then backtrack it. But neither one of these had heat shrink on them, and so every time we checked the voltage on these, it would range from 11.9 to 12.2 volts, which isn't 12.6. I mean, it's not even close. So you got to send enough voltage to the starter to do the field induction on the solenoid to get it to pull down so that it can start. So we're going to pull a part number for this solenoid, and hopefully we can find a replacement nearby and put that in, because I just think that this isn't passing. You know, the contacts in there are probably all buggered up over the years. I mean, this thing's like 32 years old now. So yeah, so time to go find what I believe is just a starter relay, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so Keith got the relay here and we put it in, and no joy. It seems that the wire that we identified that runs into this relay is not this relay sending power out, but that wire sending power to this relay. So it didn't affect anything. What I ended up doing, I actually added a relay to everything in order to get enough power down to the starter to start it. So we're pulling the signal wire from the key. It runs up into this relay to tell the relay to close the contacts. And then we wired some wire that comes back over here to the battery. So now it's completely battery hot. It has full voltage going down to tell the starter to run. And I'm going to have Keith right now demonstrate that it finally works. So no matter how many times we try now, it always cranks. So that is super good awesomeness to the whole equation. And we're going to take and get this new relay we added here anchored down to the fuse block so it's not flopping around. And that's looking like we got that part sorted out. So that's the end of the no crank problem. It is now cranking and it is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And totally had to take a backwards approach to it, but there's now sufficient voltage going down to the starter to engage the solenoid on the starter to make it start. So it was just driving me nuts. So a little bit of a unique engineering perspective to get it sorted out. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're still working on getting to 1,000, getting monetized. I want to also point out to everyone that we just got our Amazon affiliate links put back into all of our stuff. Having 500 subscribers unlocked that capability with Amazon. So if you see something in our descriptions that has an Amazon link, that's our affiliate links, and we'll remind you every time we do that in the future. So thanks again for watching, and we will catch you in the next video.